Hello investor, in today's video I will going to cover the super investors portfolio. As you can see on the screen, the first one is who has written this book, The Education of a Value Investor. He's a great guy, Mr. Guy Spier. So basically the why I like about him, he's by reading this book I find, but today we'll look into his portfolio. He liked to just buy and hold forever, right? So really good stocks, that's what he, according to him, right? The second one is on the list is none other than Mr. Charlie Munger. He worked a lot with Mr. Buffett and the Poor Charlie, we know one of his one of the very famous book on him. So he also has the same style. He just, I notice, he just hold the stocks and keep it forever. And then his portfolio, when we look, you will find this very few stocks are there. The third one, who has written this book, which very good book, The Dhando Investor, Mr. Mohnish Pabrai. The Mohnish Pabrai again follow the same style of the value investing, right? So he totally believe in these line, if you can able to read, the low risk value methods to high returns, right? His portfolio is even very small, right? Literally it has 2 stocks honestly, and but he literally have a huge bets on that stock. The next one is, which I covered in the past on the Q2. Now because we have a Q3 updates on the super investor portfolio out, Mr. Burry, Michael Burry is full name, and I know from the YouTube channel you like me covering his video, and some of the YouTuber also requested to keep updating on his, so that's what I included here. And none other than the final is the guru of all value investor, Mr. Buffett, right? This time I'm even covering what the share price, what's the price, what's the percentage increase and decrease in much cleaner and easy manner, and I hope you like it. So I request early thumbs up because it takes time to make this kind of video and it really motivates me as a lot. Okay, so now I'll go on hide and then let's start from here. Okay, so if I go to the first one, Mr. Guy Spier, on this one we can see his portfolio has 13 stocks, right? And the total value of his portfolio actually is $151 million, right? And the top 5 stocks, if you can see from his portfolio, is, if I combine the Berkshire shares both together, because Berkshire has 2 groups, right, A and B, it's over 20. So quarter of his portfolio belongs to the Berkshire Hathaway, right? And then he has MasterCard, then he has American Express, Bank of America, and Ferrari, right, the car. And you notice there is no buy and sell, no increase or selling in his portfolio. So that's what he is. He just like and just stick to it, at least in this new last quarter, right? And you can also see the price here or the total amount in these stocks, right? So you can pause the screen and go from there. And yeah, so you can see that. The next one is, which I do like to is Mr. Munger. Okay, so this is, let me increase the screen. Okay, now Mr. Munger, I haven't seen honestly his portfolio update. So if you can see, Bank of America is $24 he purchased, right? Where others, yeah. So, and then Wells Fargo's is the second. So most of his positions in the 3 banks, and then this is in Posh, right? So the total value of his portfolio, which he hardly touches, is $98 million, right? And if you can see his most, and he's only doing the 4 share, yes, just the 4 shares. Yeah, so that's, and major one is the Bank of America. Yeah, one thing to look good as well, right? If you think you own any of these stocks, can you, or you like to share that this is also the major stock in your portfolio, feel free to comment it out, right? So not only from, and who is your, out of this is your favorite investor, right? For sure I know Mr. Buffett is everyone, but maybe out of these 4. Okay, the next one is Mr. Pabrai. Mr. Pabrai also didn't notice, I noticed, didn't did any change in his portfolio. And if you can notice, he has his total portfolio sum. If I just do I just pull this data, so his total portfolio is $149 million, right? So that's the total. 57% he's invested in Micron technologies and SRG technology. Okay, for me, I also have when I invested in these stocks, right? And since I invested, it's fairly gone up as well. So I can share some of my portfolio as well, right? This is heavily deep discounted stock when I was when I noticed this stock as well. So pretty much I think is also right now on the deep discount. Micron technology is a semi conductor business. And again, if you see, this is only two stocks. This is only bank and fund, right? So far from the and if right, so that's what we have. So the next one, hopefully I'm not going too fast. If you think I'm going too fast, feel free to pause and take this and note down the points. It's pretty much straightforward what we have here so far. The next one is Mr. Before I go to the Mr. Michael Burry, right, let's go to Mr. Buffett for a change. Okay, so here you can see Mr. Buffett's portfolio, right? His portfolio I have covered in the past. So in the Apple, he reduced his shares, not as a total value. If we see the total value, it increased, which I have shown in the last video, but his total share, he sold some of the shares, is 3.7%. So let's see what he has reduced, right? Because he did some changes in his portfolio. So these are the stocks, right? So these are the stocks he reduced. So if I see from the total, what's the total of that? Maybe it doesn't come like that, but anyway, so that's his 228, but I have to do individually for that, so maybe later on. So but majorly he is 119 million. Maybe I'll increase the font a bit, and pretty much mostly these are the banks, Barrick Gold. These are very small in terms of the percentage in his portfolio, right? Wells Fargo is again the bank, and then the Apple. That was in the huge news why the Apple he's selling, right? So pretty much, so maybe he's selling because he wants to invest in some other stocks. So these are the stocks. If I see the total count is 9, right? So 9 stocks he reduced, right? And the major one he says he reduced 95.64 is JP Morgan Chase. Look at the banks, he reduced pretty much all. Okay, now let's see which one he buys, right? If I buy means basically those are the new positions, right? So this one I have already shared you in the past. So he took so that he bought this one. So if I see there, the buy one is all the healthcare, right? Mostly these three are healthcare, and then this is mobile, this is healthcare again, and this is, I did a video on this one as well with this one is very deep discount stock as well. I didn't own it, but I did a video on that to showcase that. So the next one, we have seen that these stocks he buy, of course, but what about the increase in the positions as well, right? So he, as you can see, these are like a minor position, not even in 1% of his portfolio. And then to add, if I just do add, so basically these are the position, for example, Bank of America, General Motors, KR, and this Liberty stocks, right? So he's adding the positions here. So these are the 4 where he added. So from his portfolio, we have covered what he has reduced, what he has added, and what are the new stocks. And for sure the buy means the new, and add means it already hold the position, and then he adds some few percentage there, right? So this is 9.2%. He's added 7.2, right? Which Bank of America seems like he's pretty bullish on that, right? It's 10%. So that's on his portfolio. And if you can see on the top, if I remove all the filters, still the top 5 positions, if I see 1 2 3 4 5, actually up to the Heinz, right? So he has the Kraft, American Express, Cola, and so on, right? So you can take a picture if you want. And yeah, last not the least, for sure there are certain positions which he doesn't do anything, not add, not delete, it just leave it there. Which are those positions, right? Which one are those? So these are the one, his favorite: Coca-Cola, American Express, Kraft, Moody's, USB, Charters, VeriSign, Visa, MasterCard, Stone, and so on. Yeah, so rest are very minor, but pretty much if you see the on top, even above 1%, these are the main, and the price are given as well. So feel free to take a look as per your convenience. And now last but not the least, we are switching. We have covered all the guy except Mr. Michael Burry. So let's quickly go see his portfolio. Okay, so let me increase the font. Okay, so if I come here to his portfolio, so let's see what he buys first, right? So if I click on the buy, and maybe I'll just do a sum as well so you can have a look meanwhile, right? So he basically buy these shares. Have you surprised by looking Facebook? No, I'm not surprised actually. I did a very deep analysis of Facebook stock as well, and I own some of the, and right now good thing is Facebook price is a little down, and but I think it's from the long term perspective is a good stock. It has a good margin, so I own some of the share, not that heavy for sure. I'm not that super rich owning like 50,000 shares, but there's some other shares which he bought as well. Is Western Digitals, this is a hard disk company, insurance, and then some networks, Lumen, retail, and so on, right? Have a look into it. Let's quickly look into some other shares. The other shares, what others he's basically add, right? If I go to the add, so he added the unit, design, Kimberball, and precision drilling, and this is not very heavy, like 6%, 4%, still after adding these shares, right, at these prices, right? So we need to be careful, we need to be mindful on that one as well. And the second thing is, okay, now what he's selling. So if I see what he's reduced, okay, so if I see the reduced, then he reduced the GameStop. GameStop was his top portfolio. If you watch my earlier Q2 video, you might notice that. So he reduced 38%. So it seems like he's now unloading that money and buying something else. And then T.com and QRVO as well. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of although GameStop. Let me know what you think. And his total portfolio value, at now, it's right now at, if I take all the filters, I think I have done it right. Oops, I didn't add this one. So let's say it's 154. Yeah, that looks right. So I leave up to the buy, which is the new buy he had. So you can have a look in that. So yeah, so within less than 50 minutes, we have covered all the super investors portfolio, and hopefully you like it. And if you want me to cover any other portfolio or any other stock from this portfolio, feel free to put in the comments. Let me know what's your opinion on this super portfolio or any other super investor you follow or you admire, maybe not from the value, from the growth perspective, or maybe from some other XYZ reason. And what about if you share what you like, which one is your favorite stocks or the top stock? It's helpful as well. I shared some of what I have in my portfolio as well. So hopefully, yeah, this is we learn and from each other, and this how hopefully you like this video. Please give a thumbs up, and see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.